Hey there, Darkstar here. I bought a new toy, the Piper Aerostar 600 from A2A Simulations. Did a couple of quick test flights so far, and I thought I'd take it for a spin. We've got, I'm gonna go through the whole thing here. It's gonna be a while. So, first things first, we have a SkyOps mission from Unalaska to Cold Bay. So we are going to get into the plane and then we're going to accept this mission. I have a sim brief plan laid out. We're going to take the DUT-1 departure out of Unalaska, fly up to this airway, take this over, and arrive in Cold Bay. So we'll see how that goes. If you want a better video, I would recommend the A330 drivers version of it. I've been training, so we'll see how this goes. We got a black fuel, 388 pounds. We'll see how much we have. As long as we have more than that, we're good. And 3 passengers and 165 pounds of baggage. Okay. So I'll put this off to the side here. We've got our SayIntentions loaded up. And what we're going to do, since we have our sim brief plan, is we're just going to bring this up. We're going to go to sim brief dispatch. And we're going to import this route. And then come here. I probably already did this, but send to ATC. And then you can close this guy. And we want to see that route essentially loaded up here. Now we can pick our parking. Let's pick the parking on the other side. We'll go parking 3 on both ends. Okay, it's got our correct flight level. Just double check the plan here. Right, departure out to Morty, catch the airway to Elf. And then we want to add an approach procedure here because that doesn't automatically load. Okay, it's going to be a short final there. Okay, that looks good. Let's resend that to ATC. And then we have to pick parking spots again. See, I didn't put it back together correctly when I left it last. So. Alright, SayIntentions has synced up, just to share what that looks like here. So I can see him at Dutch Harbor here. come back to that. We've got our Navigraph loaded up. So that all looks good. Okay, we're gonna be taking off 31. So we'll be right here. I'll take off out that way. And then it's a fly out here and then a right turn out of the little bay here. So we don't have birds. Self-announce. There's a vessel dock down here. Okay, I think we're good. Climate visual conditions that will establish on DUT NDB 360. Okay. For some reason my Simly can't connect. There we go. Nope. Uh-oh. Symlink is broken. So I guess no Navigraph. Volanta's working. Let's get our assembly flight plan into Volanta as well. Yeah, there we go. It's a little disturbing not to have Navigraph. I'm gonna completely restart it. Okay. Nope, still not working. Well, no interactive Navigraph charts for us. We do have our reference charts though. It's always good for that. We will work on the arrival when we get in the air, I think. Alright, I have not yet done a walk around in this. Freeze this guy out here. Static port. Do we have a flashlight? Yeah. Got this air intake here. We don't seem to have inspection points the way other aircraft do. At least I don't see them yet. Okay, right engine oil is good. And I guess here we can check the fuel. I don't know how to tell what the fuel level actually is. Huh, well, vortex generators under the wing. I sort of thought there was a way to check the gas. I'm not seeing it. Okay. I guess that's good. How are you gonna shake up flap? I guess that's it. And then the pitot cover is up here. I need to remember to get those on. White nav light. Okay. There's a tie down here as well. That comes off. Oh. Okay. And then, if anyone doesn't know, this is how the trim works right here. So this is like a little controllable tab, and it causes the wind to hit more here, which pushes the elevator up, or if it's the other way, it pushes it down a little bit. And then same, this is your rudder trim here. Oh, there's our... Okay, I guess you can kind of sort of see the fuel level in there. This one looks pretty full to me, I don't know. And then And somehow we're supposed to get away. Oh, no, outside on this one. About 10 quarts. Okay, let's get those chalks out of the way. Okay, closed and locked. And you got a tablet down here that you can bring up and move around. And the plane has its own app. You can bring it up. It's got live wind, written checklists, and emergency checklists. Controls page where you can turn things on and off. So put up the 750, 650 combo here. No, I just have the free 750, but it works well enough if you want to get it. Okay, so you can control a lot of things from here that you can also control here. Some of the things, because this landing gear lever is in the way of this a little bit, it could be hard to reach that without, like, you know, lowering your viewpoint a whole lot. So you could potentially do that here. I think yeah, I changed it to right. So this is the engine 1. Ah, engine heaters. I didn't know you could turn engine heaters on. Okay, we might do that in just a minute. Realistic steering, it has this nose wheel steering rocker button here. I don't really understand how that works, so I've left realistic steering off. It lets you just steer with the rudder pedals like normal. But I'm not sure what these things are. Ah, it's whether you have the little guy or the bigger guy. We'll go with the bigger one. And let's put it in Celsius. And advanced options. I did set the radios to 8.33 kilohertz. Visible passengers. Wear rate, I just left it norm. And I left turbulence strength where it was. Okay, fuel. We've got 430 pounds of fuel. That should be sufficient. We've got 4 passengers loaded up and 165 pounds of baggage. So I think with visible passengers, they should be back there. So we got 1, 2, wait. Where'd my passengers go? Oh, I guess we just got the co-pilot and 2 passengers. We'll call that 3. No, let's add another one, I guess. So now they should show up. Yeah, there we go. So now we have our 3 passengers. And of course, here's your center of gravity, so we want to not be in the red. If it is, you might have to add some ballast in the rear. So if you click this, it'll put data into here to update your fuel levels. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then if you want to use metric, you can click here. And then maintenance. So let's do maintenance. Inspect. Everything was green, so we're good there. We can clean the bugs, wash the plane, whatever. Engine inspection. So hopefully we're okay. I had some trouble last time. This is the default spark plugs. And this is engine 1 and 2. So, okay, and then you have your engine analyzer, 1 and 2. And then other than these, I'm not sure what all of this is doing except it animates the engine. And you can see your magnetos and everything. And then we have our electric system. So we have a fully charged battery currently. So I guess you just inspect the airframe and each engine from here. I want one where you can check all this stuff outside, like it has inspection points and it updates this. And if this hasn't been updated in a long enough while, it should go gray or whatever, so you know you need to re-inspect it. Okay, I think we're good there. Fuel and payload is good. We'll, I think, leave it up on controls here. Put that down. Okay, so SayIntentions has a checklist for this plane. So let's run through that. Testing, yep, okay. So here's what that checklist looks like in SayIntentions, and then your co-pilot will run through the checklist with you. So let's go ahead and get our well, I think I'm just going to do this checklist without the co-pilot. We'll do one with the co-pilot. But I want to be able to go through this pretty quick. So wheel chocks, tie downs, pitot cover, we confirmed were removed. Review maneuver speeds, we're okay on that. Parking brake is set right here. Gear switch lever is down. Flaps are up. I don't know if it means the flaps lever up or if it's in neutral. I'm going to leave it in neutral. The flaps themselves are maybe down, so we'll get them up when we get power on. Radios, I believe, are off. Avionics off, yeah. Circuit breakers all in. Apparently it will pop circuit breakers, so you actually need to check. Master battery on. We want 3 greens on the gear. Hydraulic valve open. That is here, open. Fuel quantity check. We cannot check the fuel quantity yet. So we checked externally, we'll call that checked. Want to get beacon lights on. And then we go to right engine start. So what we'll do, I'll just click run checklist. What's going to happen is the co-pilot should read these off. Maybe? intercom. Anyway, prop levers full forward. And then let's see if we can do this. Check.
Mixtures, idle cutoff.
Check.
Throttles, half forward.
Check.
Fuel selector, on.
We're going to start right engine first. Check.
Auxiliary hydraulic pump, tested.
We're going to click no. Nope, this is going to change the fill amount. And we want to say fill no and then click this one. Okay, check.
Right fuel boost, on.
Check.
Check fuel pressure increase. Check hydraulic pressure decrease. Check hydraulic pressure decrease.
Check.
Mixture, full rich for 4 or 5 seconds. Throttles,
1,
cracked.
2, 3, 4. And then we want throttles cracked. Check.
Check
Clear.
prop area cleared. Engage right starters.
There you go.
Set mixture to full rich.
And then you want to lower this to about 1,000
Set magnetos on both.
RPM. Magnetos are on both.
Set throttle to 1000 RPM.
There we go.
Check oil pressure 30 psi in 10 seconds.
Yep, we're going to
Check hydraulic pressure. Right fuel boost, off.
Okay, off. Check.
Right fuel boost, off.
Check.
Lean mixture as requested. Right alternator, on.
Check.
Repeat for left engine. Right engine start checklist complete.
Okay, then we're just going to repeat that on the left. So what we want to do is go that about there. And we want so props are full forward, mixture idle cutoff, fuel selector on. Fuel boost on. And then we want, we go full rich. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut that off. And then we go to starter on. And then we get those set, and then we can we'll let that idle at 1000 RPM here. And then we get the alternator on. Some cabin lights on. Nav lights on. Landing lights, strobe, pitot heat come on later. That Let's get some cabin heat going here. We have a temperature, it's very, very, very cold, so we're gonna start warming up. Let's get our defrosters on. We need to let our oil come up before we do anything else. Let's close these. Let's get our fan on low. It's a very noisy cockpit. And then we get our fuel boost off. So it's a little futzy to start, but that's apparently realistic. So now apparently if you put this on slave, it'll sync this up to the magnetic compass. So we can see this is quite a bit off. North is this way. So let's let that kind of do its alignment thing. So go ahead and get autopilot on and auto trim on. We're going to set this to heading so that we're using our heading bug. And if you push this in, then it turns this knob. If you pull this out, then it's going to turn the heading bug. So let's just see what happens. We're going to set that to roughly north for now. And we'll let this align while the engines warm up. And then we're going to taxi over to a run-up area. As soon as the oil warms up and everything. Let's just work on our flight plan here. So we've got I like to put the bottom on nav to get this data. And then the top one, you can switch between flight plan, procedures. Just double check our procedure, that looks correct. Correct. Zerma, Zebov, Morty, and then to Elf. Final approach fix, 2,300 feet. So it all seems to be there correctly. So now if we go map menu, we can turn on, this doesn't, unfortunately the free one doesn't have terrain mode, that's okay. If we needed it, we could turn on radar. You can change the fields, go north up if you want, change the map detail level. Our CDI is currently in localizer, so we're going to switch that to GPS. There's the DUT and DB. So let's go to just double check that. Should have been. I might have to buy this one of these days. Oil's still cold. Okay, I think if we go here, you can click on it. Nope. Trying to remember how this works. Maybe it's waypoint info? Okay, we got it here. You can check your frequencies here. So if let's just pick up the current weather. And the other thing I want to do before I forget. Actually, let's not get the current weather yet. Is I want to pick up our SkyOps. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to SkyOps. Hopefully, accept mission. Okay, that is the tone. So what I like to do, I like to put SkyOps down here on COM2, and then I can switch this to COM2 to talk to SkyOps. Let's see, did we get a mission? SkyOps November 86 Lima Golf is at Madsen, ready to pick up our mission. Okay, so if I look here, it says I have VIP transport from PADU to PACD. Let's switch our transponder to standby. Still waiting on oil to come into the green fully here, but I'm going to say that's good enough for taxiing over. Okay, so we hold down the brakes and release the parking brake. Let's check the brakes and the steering. All seem good. Okay, let's do...
Approaching runway 31.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna go to center on 1214. And we need to remember to switch this to COM1. Center, November 86 Lima Golf is ready to pick up our IFR clearance.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Okay, we got our clear ready.
Summit 277, Anchorage Center, cleared to Cold Bay via the DUT-1 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4,000, expect 9,010 minutes after departure. Departure on 121.4, squawk 4747, released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 1300 Zulu, time now 1245.
Okay, let's see. I think I got all that. Cleared to Cold Bay via the DUT-1 departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect 9,010 minutes after departure. Departure on 121.4. Squawk 4747, release for departure, clearance void, if not off by 1300 Zulu. November 86 Lima Golf.
Summit 277, read back correct.
Let's go ahead and get our 4747 in. And we'll go ahead and set altitude reporting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Summit Air Flight 277, flying to the beautiful Cold Bay. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, our lovely crew members are here to help you. Thank you for flying with us, and let the journey begin.
Okay, right now I think we just go to CTAF, which is 129.5. Madsen traffic, November 86 Lima Golf, taxiing to run up departure runway 31. Okay, no. 1000 RPM is usually more than enough to taxi. Actually ends up being a little high. I'm just gonna kind of call this good enough to do our run up.
Approaching runway 31.
Okay, now let's tune this in.
Density altitude -2200 feet. Tom Madsen, Dutch Harbor, Airport, Automated Weather Observation. 1156 Zulu. Wind variable at 6 gusting to 1. Visibility 9er. Snow. Overcast at 2400. Temperature -4, dew point -9er. Altimeter 29906.
Okay, 29906.
Density altitude -2200 feet.
Okay, so let's see now. We're supposed to do. Let's just kind of run through here and make sure everything's good for now. Yes. Okay, engine temperatures check. Prop full forward check. Mixture rich. Throttle to 1500 RPMs. And let's see, this doesn't say to do it, but I'm gonna set my parking brake as well. Okay, throttles. Okay, 15, engine instruments check, everything's looking okay. I do confirm we have fuel. Alternator 28 volts, so apparently for that you need to switch. Okay, that's volts. Yep, that's good. Okay, set for 2100. Thereabouts. Okay, we want 175 max RPM drop on the magnetos when we switch. That is not good, actually. That one's fine. Right magneto's having an issue. Let's try the left one. That's good. Back to both, back to left, both. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say we need to check that right magneto when we get a chance. That's the number 2 engine. This says it should be okay. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it though. Alright, let's get our landing lights on, strobe light on. Pitot heat on, we got a light snow falling. Okay, let's see. Tom Madsen traffic, November 86 Lima Golf is departing runway 31, departure to the east. Tom Madsen traffic. Go ahead and go prop de-ice. Let's get those parking brake off. Just do a quick scan here. It's getting a little warm in here, so let's start closing that a little. One thing I wish is that I had some way to indicate how hot you were. We're going to turn this off until we get into a steady flight. Okay, we want a initial course of, what is it, 3-1 something 4. We're not gonna use flaps for takeoff. It's a pretty long runway. Okay, and I don't think we need to do anything else here for a bit, so we'll put our controls up there. Haven't found exactly where I like to be on this yet. What the heck was that? Something bumped the throttle. Okay. Okay, we need to get our
N1156 Zulu.
What was it? 121.4. That's our departure frequency. We're not going to do a full length departure here, although we could. We'll just come back to here. Let's turn those off. Okay, we have a mountain right here. We have mountains ahead of us.
On runway 31 remaining. 3,600 feet.
That's kind of cool. That's SayIntentions. Something turned on. I don't remember what. Alright, we'll go back to 1295 for now to listen for any other traffic. Oh, one other thing we need to get on. We need this guy tuned in here. So, 283. On ADF. There we go. It is on now. Okay, I think we're all set. All the lights are working. Fuel boost on for takeoff. How's our cabin temperature doing here? Still kind of warm. Instruments are all good. Let's watch that as we get some initial power in here. Okay, brakes off. Let's turn on our DME guy here.
On runway 31 remaining. 3,500 feet.
Okay, it's more than sufficient for takeoff.
Approaching runway
Let's go gear up.
31.
Okay, no flaps, so no need to get flaps up. We're turning out a little too much to the right here. Watch our pitch. One thing I did not do on the takeoff there is preset the pitch trim, so it was pitching up pretty hard. Okay, that's about where I want it now. We're gonna go ahead and start our turn. We drifted pretty far left off course here. Let's go ahead and make a full 30-degree bank turn there. Oh, we'll go 25. climbing pretty good. We're gonna pull the power back to manifold pressure 24 inches there. And I want to pull the props back to about the same. And we're doing a terrible job flying here. This is my first IFR departure in this plane, so very much a learning process. Okay, let's see if we can turn this to where we want to be there. See if we can reduce our climb rate before we pop our eardrums. Alright, gear is up. Flaps are up, so we're all good there. Let's go ahead and get better on course here. Aggressively correct. Instruments are looking good. One thing I forgot to check earlier was that this was okay. That should be up in the green as well. Okay, as we climb, this is going to fall. We're going to need to add power. Keep it up around 24. Alright, we're going to turn the autopilot to on. We're in heading mode. So it's going to use our heading initially. So make sure you have that set before you engage that. It's in attitude hold mode, but we're going to pitch forward a bit because we want to reduce that climb rate. Make a little left turn here. Make sure it's working. You can see the annunciators here. Add some more power. Giving her all she's got, Captain. We forgot to switch our radios. Okay. Departure November 86 Lima Golf is at 8,400, climbing 9,000. We're gonna go that one.
Summit 277, Anchorage Center, radar contact.
technically we're only supposed to climb to 4,000 and then get in contact with them. And we climbed too far. That's embarrassing. So let's go. Now we need to go down. Okay, gear, flaps. Let's just confirm flaps are all the way up. Okay, we can go landing lights off now. Go prop de-ice off. Also, when you have the prop de-ice on, this will show the prop de-icer, and you want to make sure over here that you're not exceeding 55 amps continuous. Why are we not descending? I hate it when it loses this. I don't know if there's a good way to get this back without it going to the thing, but oh well. What we want to do up here, we want to get our elf in. That's going to be 341. And the other thing we can get preset here is this guy. 112.6, so let's go, yeah, right click that. 1126. So nav 2 will show up here. So that's one reason I put it down there. And technically going to be on the RNAV, so we're not going to be using this guy directly. But it is roughly aligned with the runway. I do believe we're coming in 33, so we want a course of about 149. Okay, this should be making a slight turn to the left here in just a moment. One thing we did not do yet, and I may regret this, but there we go. Okay. I need to lean the engine out now. Should have leaned it out a bit as we went. I think there's a tool that helps you lean it out here. There's our left. Okay, there's a little bit, went a little far there. I have an ATC issue, and then I need to get rid of the words 2 and 4 out of my ATC vocabulary unless they are numbers. Like I said, climbing to 9,000 instead of climbing 9,000. So I need to not do that. Let's check cabin 58, so a little warmer. Cabin heat. Turn off those cabin lights, I think. So I need to remember to preset my elevator trim. I'm so used to planes setting it when I spawn in that I've built bad habits. Let's just go full on the heater for a minute. I wish this were up here. So I can see it. Put it right there. or a reflection of it up on the glass or something. I think I did sort of see a reflection somewhere. Yeah, you can see the engine instruments. Check in on our engine. Temps are good, pressure's good, fuel is good. Burning a little bit more out of this left fuel tank than the right one. I wonder if we can switch this cross feed, which apparently you're supposed to check while you're on the ground. To make sure it's working. Because you don't want to switch it and it be blocked and that engine die. Oh, and we should get fuel boost off now. Oh, I'm wrong. Shoot. Okay, this is fuel pressure. That makes sense. So let's switch that back to on. So we're getting more pressure on the right than we are on the left. Let's check on everything. So you control the instrument lights, panel lights, autopilot. I get the idea of what these do. I don't know if this is
Summit 277. Expect the RNAV runway 33 approach into Cold Bay. In about 20 minutes, I'll start your descent.
Expect RNAV runway 33 approach into Cold Bay in about 20 minutes. Summit 277. I don't know why it always calls me Summit 277. I guess that, yeah, that would be why. I think, I don't know. Unfortunately, they didn't put any checklists in here, which would be nice. Because then you can highlight things, right? temporarily switch this into heading mode, and we're gonna import this route again. And then back to GPS. Cabin again. Okay, 68's better. Let's push that in a little. Now we're getting some DME data off of our BOR. So time to station I think would be 28 minutes. This is your ground speed relative to the station, so I don't think it gives us our current ground speed like the GPS would. That's just current time and your ETA relative to that. Then elapsed time. And I guess you can slave this to RNAV somehow? That's kind of cool. Right back at 9,000. Like a near full moon. Ground speed's currently 213 knots. Okay, we're gonna make a right turn here to course, what, 63? We've already got this dialed into our final VOR heading, which was 149. Let's just check that. Come on. There we go. Yeah, 149. So right now we're heading into ELF at 6.3, and then we'll turn to 149. No, that is not right. That is not right. That is not right. So first of all, well, do we want to turn out to this procedure turn here? So I think what that's doing is going to make us go. See, it looks like we're going straight in. Okay, that's the... Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Ah, okay. So it's fly out here, make a procedure turn, then back in. Methinks. Yeah, this got rid of our... Didn't load that up, but yeah. So we're gonna have to fly all the way out here and then back. Unless they clear us direct to EFIX. Let's see. Yeah, let's just fly it and see what they clear us to. But I did not brief that properly. I thought I was just going to turn here at ELF, line up and land. But no, I have to fly all the way out here. I wonder if we can go direct EFIX.
Summit 277, contact anchorage approach on 118.5.
Anchorage approach on 118.5, Summit 277. Anchorage approach, Summit 277 at 9,000.
Summit 277, Anchorage approach. Good morning, Cape Sarah Chef, altimeter 2988.
Altimeter 2988, Summit 277. Okay. good, but let's push it in one notch. Did SimBrief ever sync up? Yes, it did. I said SimBrief, I meant the SimConnect. So now in theory we can go like that. You can see our guy. Check the weather. Some weather out here, some weather out there, but we're looking good. Okay, so inbound course is 236. 326. Oof. So it's going to be 146 outbound to EFIX and then turn, procedure turn here and back in 326. Unless they clear us direct to EFIS or EFAX. EFIX? I don't know. I wonder if we could request direct to EFIX. Might hit that mountain though. Other option would be like here, which goes around the mountain, comes in, then you don't have to do a procedure turn. Anchorage approach, can we get the RNAV runway 33 via Charlie Hotel Uniform November Alpha approach, Summit 277.
Summit 277, expect the RNAV runway 33 approach into Cold Bay.
Okay, we'll see what we get. Expect the RNAV runway 33 approach into Cold Bay, Summit 277. Doesn't tell us which one though. Have to be pretty soon. They'll probably just vector us anyway. Okay, we've got our ADF in.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Altimeter 2985.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Altimeter 2985. Okay, so attitude. Pitch forward a little. Get that started.
Summit 277. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Turn right heading 110 vectors for the RNAV runway 33 approach. Altimeter 2985.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Turn right heading 110 vectors for the RNAV runway 33 approach. Altimeter 2985. Summit 277.
Summit 277. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Come on, man. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Summit 277. Okay, and then we need to turn to 110. And heading mode. And hope they don't fly us into the mountain. We are descending. We're watching our speed. Watching the cabin altitude. Temperature, that's good. probably drop the heater as we go a little. I'm gonna go ahead and push it in 1 notch. Because it's gonna get warmer as we descend. A little bit, not much. Watching that power. Okay, we're descending to 5,000. This is eventually going to go to 326 again. Just out of curiosity, how close we are. They had us turn a little late for that one. My guess is they're going to turn us out and then around. There's the mountain we don't want to hit. Watching our pitch, watching our descent rate, watching our altitude. Let's go ahead and go to our flight plan here. And nope, not that one. Okay, we're coming up on that 5,000. Gonna reduce the pitch angle and altitude hold just a little bit before. Make sure this and that are both on. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights on. Let's leave cabin off. Yeah, see, it's, even though I turned that down a notch, it's 76 now. We're gonna push it in 1 more notch. I wish I had the relative terrain. I could see if I was going to hit anything. I'd like to be more over here, coming around. We are holding at 5,000. Can't remember if we dialed that in. 2985, so we need to tweak that a little bit. Which puts us right at 5,000, so that's good. turn out just a little bit more here.
Summit 277, turn left, heading 110.
Turn left heading 110, Summit 277. Now that we're past that. There we go. Going a little bit richer. I expect to turn to around 60 here soon.
Summit 277, descend and maintain 4,000 feet, turn left, heading 090.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, turn left heading 090. 090, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Where are we going up? I wish this had a vertical speed bug.
Summit 277, 6 miles from FX. Turn left, heading 025. Descend and maintain 3800 feet until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 33 approach.
Turn left heading 025, descend and maintain 3,800 feet until established. Clear for the RNAV runway 33 approach, Summit 277. Okay, we are descending. And we are turning to 250 until established. Gonna slow down. Okay, here comes this. Turn that off. I think I was a little late on that turn.
Summit 277, radar services terminated. Cold Bay Airport at your 11 o'clock, 16 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. So long.
anchorage approach, Summit 277, requesting to cancel IFR at this time.
Summit 277, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Okay, there we are, catching the RNAV.
Switching to VFR. Frequency change approved. Summit 277.
Okay, let's go. Approach. Glide slope. Are we getting vertical navigation here? I don't know that we're getting any vertical navigation. We want to be 2,300 here. Okay, let's get set up for reduce our power. I can't make that constraint out. 2,300, yes. We're right. Okay, let's go altitude hold. Okay, let's go. Let's get some flaps down. We'll go 10. Add a little power. We'll go. Add a little power. Gonna go gear down. We want to tune 1229. Cold Bay traffic, Summit 277, inbound to land, runway 33 on final. More power. Watch that angle of attack. Okay, let's go. Autopilot off. Okay, we got 3 greens on the gear. That is annoying. least we have lights. Okay, gonna go flaps 30. I think we're gonna land flaps 30. I don't see any happy lights or anything yet. Okay, flaps 30, gears down, 3 greens. Power is good. We're gonna pull back just a little bit. Easy on the brakes. Just have to back taxi here, I'm not really sure. Cold Bay traffic, Summit 277 is back taxiing on runway 31. Summit 277 or Cold Bay traffic. Okay, here is Charlie. Cold Bay traffic, Summit 277, exiting runway at Charlie. Cold Bay traffic.
Approaching runway 33.
Cold Bay traffic, Summit 277 is taxiing to parking on the north apron. Summit 277, Cold Bay traffic.
Approaching runway 3.
I'll get it one of these days. So I have no idea why it's sending us around like that. Is it wanting us to go all the way around there? I guess let's we'll follow this.
Approaching runway 3.
I wonder if when you're back taxiing you give the runway you landed on or the runway heading that you're on. I guess I need to look that up. I think this is another runway. We're going to the south apron. Cold Bay Traffic Summit 277 is taxiing on runway 8 to taxiway B for the south apron. Cold Bay Traffic. At least pretend to make a call out here.
Approaching runway 8.
Okay, let's hold here. Cold Bay Traffic Summit 277 is clear of runway 8. Cold Bay Traffic. Okay, now we can get strobe off, heat off. How's our cabin temperature doing? A little hot, like I said. Maybe the light should get redder as it gets hotter in the cabin and bluer as it gets colder. Okay, I think we're... I think I said taxiway B instead of Bravo. Bravo. Alrighty, we can get parking brake on. Landing lights off, we're blinding that poor person. We can get nav off. Cabin heat fan, push that in. Push all that in. This fan can come off, I think. Oh, I probably should have the defroster blower on. Oh well. Let's see. We should have had our fuel boost on for the landing. We did not. Okay, beacons on, alternators are on. That's the only thing left on there. Let's see, we can turn that off. We can leave that off. We can turn that off. It stays on 1, autopilot off. This should go back to heading. flaps up. Okay, we will go mixture to cut off, I think. Drop RPM down, throttles to idle. And before we turn off the battery, we switch this to COM2 and say, SkyOps, we have arrived at Cold Bay, Summit 277. Not on the right frequency here. SkyOps Summit 277 has arrived in Cold Bay. Nobody's listening on... That's because I have the wrong frequency. Got it. Okay, let's see. Swap that back. 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. Let's try that. 2, 2, 1, 1. SkyOps Summit 277 has arrived in Cold Bay.
Leaf landing, mission complete. Well done.
Yay. Okay, engines are off, so beacon can come off. Alternators can come off. And avionics off. Battery off. And then we can go ahead and clean the bugs maybe, inspect. That's good. Inspect engine 1. Inspect engine 2. Battery is nearly fully charged, or fully charged, I don't know. Okay, parking brake set. Let's go ahead and get, can we do this from outside? Okay, we can get the chocks back on, I know that. I think we were able to get the pitot tube cover on. I don't know if we can get the tie down back on from here. Can we do it from here though? Yes. Okay, I think that's everything we want to get done there. I guess this seat would go forward and let people get in and out or something. If they don't get out. Okay, well that's mission complete. Talk to y'all later. Bye.